Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've ever been out on a ride and felt that little bit of uncertainty about what's going on with the machine underneath you, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down motorcycle maintenance into super simple, totally manageable steps. The goal? To help you conquer the road with absolute confidence. Let's jump in.
So, let's just get right to the heart of it. Is taking care of your bike a massive, intimidating job? You know, for a lot of us, whether you're brand new to riding or you've been doing it for years, the honest answer can feel like a big yes. It's so easy to look at all those moving parts and just feel kind of overwhelmed.
And hey, you are definitely not alone if you feel that way. The source material we're looking at today flat out says it can be, and I quote, a daunting task, especially for those who are just starting out. So yeah, it's a totally normal hurdle, but it's a hurdle we are about to clear, and pretty easily, I might add.
Because here's the thing. Here's the secret. This is not about being some master mechanic. Nope. With just the right knowledge and a simple routine, taking care of your motorcycle is so much more straightforward than you probably think. This isn't about being complicated. It's all about being consistent. Okay, first up, let's talk about Section 1, the maintenance hurdle. We're going to reframe this whole idea by focusing on your absolute best tool, a simple, repeatable routine.
So, what's the real goal here? Why are we even doing this? Well, number one, and this is non-negotiable, is rider safety. But it's also about getting that peak performance you paid for, and protecting the long-term value of your bike. And maybe most importantly, it's about giving you that peace of mind to just get out there, relax, and enjoy the ride.
All right, let's move on to the easiest and maybe the most critical habit you can build. We're calling it the pre-ride ritual. And seriously, it's just a simple 2-minute check you can do while your bike is warming up. Super easy. This is literally all you have to do. Just a quick walk around. First, give the tires a look. Anything look off? Then flick on the lights, hit the signals, and give the horn a quick toot. Glance under the engine, see any drips on the ground? Give the brake and clutch levers a quick squeeze. And finally, just look at the chain. Does it look nice and lubed up, or is it looking kind of dry and sad? That's it. It takes less time than putting on your helmet and gloves.
All right, now that we've got our daily ritual down pat, let's build on it. This is the slightly deeper dive you can do about once a month. This is where we catch those small issues before they ever become big, expensive problems.
So here's where we take it just one step further. Get out a tire pressure gauge, because proper inflation is everything for good handling and grip. Next, take a peek at your brake pads. You want to see more than 2 millimeters of pad left. Check your fluid levels through the little sight glasses. Oil, coolant, brake fluid. This stuff is the lifeblood of your bike. For your chain, you're looking for about 1 to 1.5 inches of slack or play in it. And finally, just glance at the battery terminals to make sure they're clean and not all gunked up. Easy! Okay, so with those routine checks handled, let's zoom out and look at Section 4, the bigger picture. This is all about your long-term maintenance schedule.
Looking at it like this makes it feel way more manageable, right? Your oil and filter, that's your most frequent major task, about every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Then, you can start thinking about your air filter and spark plugs somewhere around the 10,000-mile mark. And finally, stuff like your brake fluid and coolant, they're usually good for about 2 years. See? It's just a predictable rhythm.
But, and listen up, because this is probably the most crucial point of this entire explainer. That timeline is a great guide, but your bike's official service manual is the absolute #1 most important tool in your garage. It has the exact specs and intervals for your specific machine. Always, always, always check the manual. So we've covered the what and the when. Let's finish up with the why. And really, it all comes down to a simple choice between two very different outcomes. You've got the consequences of neglect on one side and the rewards of care on the other. When you think about it, you're really looking at two totally different paths. One path, the maintenance path, that gives you safety, confidence, top performance, and a higher resale value. It helps you avoid those nasty, costly surprises. The other path, neglect, well, that risks parts failing on you on the road, serious safety hazards, and maybe even voiding your warranty. The choice is pretty clear, isn't it?
And what about the cost? I know there's a fear that this stuff is wildly expensive, but check out this number. For the basic, regular jobs like an oil change or swapping brake pads, things you can often do yourself, you're usually looking at something in the $50 to $100 range. That is a tiny, tiny investment to prevent a repair that could easily cost thousands.
So let's end with a whole new way of thinking about this. This is not just a list of chores. Every single time you check your oil or clean your chain, You are building a deeper connection with your motorcycle. You're learning its language, and that knowledge, well, it makes you a smarter, safer, and way more confident rider.
Which leaves us with one final thought to take with you on your next ride. Is all this maintenance just about preventing a breakdown, about keeping your bike alive, or is it about understanding your machine so deeply that you unlock its full potential, and in doing so, you truly bring your ride to life?